So, as I said there, my name is Byrne, the founder of ebuild Web Solutions. The company was set up in 2013. We basically we deal with online web solutions, so anything from engaging websites to extranets to CRMs. So what I'm basically going to do is I'm going to go through the website, kind of things you should be looking out for in 2018. Some of the things will be obvious, but some of them may not be as obvious as I go through. So your website, to engage and build better relationships with your customers and optimize interactive, intelligent website is a must. Now, what does that mean? There's a lot of buzzwords there. So optimized, what I mean by that is that the website should be fast to load, it should be easy to navigate so that the information is easy to get by the user. Interactive, so that you have elements on the site, so you would have the likes of newsletters, blogs, you might have online help, etc., so that the user can engage with the website. And an intelligent website, what we do is when we design the website is that when you're uploading the content, that the content will automatically populate in the correct places. So in the likes of, we'll say, news or services, if you have related content on that, the system is intelligent enough to automatically populate that for you. You don't have to do that. And again, when we're designing the website, that's what we do, discuss that at that time. Unfortunately, the internet is still swarming with poorly built, non-engaging website designs that miss both the technical and content mark. They're still flat, there's no engagement. So what we do, as I say, is we sit down and we design the website with you so that we build what's called a wireframe. So we generally, when we're building the website, we don't look into design as in graphics. A lot of the customers that come to us, they're interested in how their website's going to look, does it match their logo, etc. That's not how we build websites. We sit down with you and we see what your core message is and how you're going to get that information across to the customer, how the customer is going to engage on that website. So we build what's called an online wireframe, which is like blueprints in an architect's kind of scheme, so that you can actually see how the website works, how you can upload the content that's being built, and you can see how the connections are made. There's absolutely no design on the website at that stage. Once you're happy at how everything actually works and the intelligence is correct, then we skin and we put your look and feel on it. So it's an opposite way of doing things that you would normally do. As Steve Jobs says, design is not just what it looks like, it feels like, design is how it works. So to help you avoid falling into this category, I'm going to provide 10 tips on what you should consider on your new website. The first 8 are things you should do, and the last 2 is kind of marketing on top of the first 8 topics. So it's quite obvious. The first one is a mobile-friendly website. Virtually everyone uses a smart device on a daily basis, and it's important that your website is easy to use, especially for small screens, smartphones. Not only is it important that it's easy to use, but it's also, Google will penalize websites for not being mobile friendly. And what I mean by that is that if your website is not mobile friendly, and you search for a website on a mobile device, your website won't appear in that website if it's not mobile friendly, not web search. So in fact, you could be losing anywhere to 5 to 30% of leads based on that factor alone. Second tip is content management system. Again, kind of obvious, but using a CMS to power your site would be one of the best investments you make in your digital presence and your business. Content management system should be a good content management system that's easy for you to use. A lot of content management systems out there are very, very hard for the customer to use, and websites are kind of built more like templates, and they're kind of squeezing information into a template that doesn't work. It's different for us because we built our own content management system. When we're building the wireframe, we have everything built in that it's easy, it's point and click. So again, as you add the information in, it's populating the website without you having to worry about where everything goes. So as I say, it helps you manage and quickly publish content, allows for multiple users, so you may have different access levels for authors, editors, etc. If you're publishing a lot of content, you may want to have authors that upload the content, and then an author can come along, or sorry, an editor can come along and review all the changes and then publish them themselves. It's great for membership, database maintenance, course, the e-commerce sale process. And if it's a good content management system, we'll have all the built-in SEO into it, so that it's looking after that as you're adding your pages to the site. Next one is fast loading. No one wants to wait for the website to load. Google has actually started now to enforce that fast loading computer pages actually get better search rankings than others. So, and then this has been reinforced in July 2018 this year, that page speed will be a ranking factor for mobile searches. So if your website is slow, it's going to be ranked lower. Now there is tools that you can use. There's Pingdom, or there's Page Speed by Insights by Google, and you can put in your URL and it will tell you where your website stands at the moment from the speed point of view. One thing also there is a piece of software called Cloudflare, and it's free, or you can get more services by paying. Cloudflare will do some of this information for you, so it will kind of cache your site, it will put security on top, so it's a good system to use. Again, just in case after you have all your website and you haven't used Google Analytics, Google Analytics is a powerful tool which can help you uncover a tremendous amount of data to enhance your market and business development strategies. So using this, you can see where people have come from, how long they've stayed on your site. You can see the bounce rate. So, you know, had they been only on for a couple of seconds and left, had they gone to multiple pages. So it's a really, really good tool. And also, if your website then has what's called a dynamic site map, Google will be informed of the new pages that is added to your site. And again, then you can, that's all recorded then in Google Analytics. Next tip is, again, search engine optimization. So this is the process of optimizing your website to maximize organic traffic from leading search engines like Google. And I put YouTube in bold because a lot of people don't realize that YouTube is a search engine, Bing and Yahoo. There are over 2 billion people online. 93% of online activity start with a search engine. There are 40,000 searches every second and 3.5 billion searches per day. And I know a lot of people use Google Ads, but if you have your site set up so that you've got the key factors for SEO, and that could be that you're using, like even the basic things, permalinks, so that your website URL is not like an index with an ID, it's an actual, if the page is about us, it actually says about us in the URL. The days of keywords are gone. So putting in multiple keywords in your meta information, search engines don't use it. It's a title, it's a description, you get your information in there, and of course you get your keywords into your content on the page. SEO is more likely to convert than other sources of traffic. In fact, search engine traffic has the best conversion rates for most websites. So website security. There's one thing you never want to compromise on, is your security. Every website should include fundamental security and privacy protocols such as basic security checks to protect client and user data. So for database encryption, again, all your personal information, if you have members or whatever up there, it should all be encrypted. You should have an SSL certificate on your site for privacy information. So that basically means as you go to the website and from the website back, the information is encrypted, so it can't be intercepted by a third party. Google will also rate you higher if your website is got an SSL cert. You also want to be thinking about safeguarding against SQL injections, which is basically people can put a code into your URL to try and access your database and rob information or even pull it down or change content. Denial of service attack, DOS attack, is basically where a page is being hit over and over again. They try to bring your server down. And then if you have any kind of membership, online membership or anything like that, you can use two-factor authentication, which you've probably seen in the likes of online banks, where when you log in to prove who you are, they send a PIN out to your mobile phone, you then put that PIN into the website and it then knows that you're the actual person. So there, what you should be thinking about. The other thing is also is on the server, where the server is based, how often the information is being backed up and what security they have on the server as well. Next tip is social media integration. A lot of people forget about this. They know what social media, like Facebook, LinkedIn, etc. They know what they are, but they forget adding to their website. So you want to make sure, like as in the graphic there, that you have the ability to share your content. So if you're putting up news content, post content, that you put that, you give the ability for the user to share it, but that you also share it. Because it's important for you to share all your content to your own social media sites, because they will then rank in search engines. They may in fact search higher than your own website if your website is starting off or whatever. So like Facebook, etc. will have a higher search engine ranking than your site. So again, it's important to have all this information linking back to your site and to give people the ability then to also share your content. As I said before, YouTube. YouTube, people don't realize that this is a great search engine. YouTube has over 1.3 billion users, almost 1/3 of all people on the internet. And users watch almost 5 billion videos daily. These numbers are only expected to keep increasing over the year. Because of this, YouTube provides a great opportunity for your message to reach millions of people that all have potential to become prospective customers. Also, YouTube videos are ranked routinely high on Google search pages. So with your Google videos, this could be great for training videos, etc. You can then put them in Google and then embed them on your page. As I say, they will then also, when someone searches, they will also come up in Google search rankings, and they actually tend to rank higher than just standard page content. So the last two basically are all the elements that we've spoken before. This is basically marketing for the last two tips. So ones that can kind of sometimes get overlooked is email and SMS marketing. Email and text messages allow you to send the right message at the right time to virtually all of your customers. You can use text messaging for short, time-sensitive communications. This means everything from appointment reminders to last-minute sales alerts. And then, of course, you can use email then to send them more information like newsletters, etc., sales, to bring people back. Interesting thing about SMS compared to email is as soon as a person gets a text message in, they generally read it and interact with it if it's got a URL in the text message. Say 98% of people read the text as opposed to 22% of emails. 43% of consumers now access emails via a combination of SMS marketing and email marketing to be exactly what you need to adjust the needs of your increasing mobile audience. The last tip is a thing called landing pages. If you have your website, you then build a thing called a landing page. And a landing page is any page that a viewer lands on after clicking on an ad. This is different to your website. There's no navigation on the page. They're sometimes referred to as a squeeze page. So literally above the fold, at the very top there, you can see there's an email and a name. What I mean by above the fold is a person doesn't have to scroll on the web page. They can see the information directly. So if it was a click-through landing page, its main objective is to entice visitors to click through to another page. So that would be something like if you're selling a product or whatever, that they sign in and they pay and they get the product. Or if it's lead generation, it could be that they collect the visitor information to enable a person to engage with the market throughout the buying journey. So this would be somewhere where they put in the information, they take your email address, and then maybe you give them